All right. Welcome. It is Friday Morning Fuel. I'm Coach Matt, and today we are talking about some beach and pool fuel. Decked out, ready for the beach. This is clearly the beach, so this is happening live on site. Want to make for you something that I really love to take to the beach, a picnic, to the pool, anywhere, at home, the couch. It's great. It's mango salsa. So I actually got this recipe from a member at the fitness center and have kind of adopted it to be my own thing. So we're going to kind of run through that, talk about a few different options we can take to the beach and the pool as fuel, and I'll give you a secret as the most important thing to bring to those places. We'll stay tuned. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But we'll go ahead and get some stuff going. So first and foremost, to start the show, we've got some mango. I'm not going to make a huge batch of this, so everything that I do have, I would recommend doubling or quadrupling depending on the size of your party. So I have a half a mango in here, so I'm going to go ahead and just chop this up really fine. With this salsa, you are welcome to make this as chunky or as smooth as you would like it to be. We're going to do it, I can't read that, I'm sorry, but we're going to make this a little bit more fine. So the nice thing about this is, like, whether you do it with chips, tortilla chips, plantain chips, whatever else you want to scoop it with. I often find myself eating this with a spoon sometimes. It's just that good. So we're going to chop our mango up nice and small. We'll toss this back into a bowl. Once again, this is going to be kind of a relatively small portion. So I can give that full recipe after the show as well if you'd like to make for yourself, which I'd highly recommend doing so. All right. Mango is in, and now we're going to make it a salsa. So next, you can omit it or not, we're going to have some hot pepper. We're going to do some jalapeno today. If you want extra hot, obviously habanero. You got serrano peppers, whatever you'd like to do. And I would chop these up quite small. Just again, because you want to eat this with a spoon. You don't want a whole spoonful of heat. So we're going to get this. This is just going to be A, this was a giant jalapeno pepper. But B, we're going to make a little smaller portion. So I'm just using about a thumb's length or a thumb's width, I guess. We'll chop this up really finely and we'll toss that into the bowl as well. So this is a really simple, maybe 5 ingredient salsa. And just like anything, you can make it whatever you want it to make. You can add extra things, omit some of the things, whatever you like. All right, we're going to add some onion. Really, this would be a shallot. I don't have any shallots, so we're going to use some red onions, which I'm pretty sure is more or less the same thing. So normally, 1 full mango, 1 full jalapeno, 1 full shallot, which would be about 1/4 of an onion. But I'm going to use even 1/8 of this onion just because we are going to go relatively small serving. Full disclosure, I literally just finished up a big bowl of mango salsa yesterday. I wanted to make it fresh for you, so didn't need to use that. But same as the jalapeno, we're going to cut this up really finely. Nice little dice here. So it's more or less just as much jalapeno as onion or shallot. Nice fine dice all the way through. We'll get this in a couple different directions. Nothing worse than just a whole scoop of raw onion, am I right? So let's get this going in there, toss that into the bowl. And then we're going to add some green stuff. We're going to add some cilantro. I know there are 2 different camps on this. Some people think this is soap, but you know, you can omit it or not. You can add a little extra greenery if you want, or you could just omit it. Not that big a deal. So usually would do about 1/4 cup. I like to toss the stems in there as well because it's all the same flavor to me. And it's just utilizing some food, eliminating some food waste. It's all edible. As always, remember to wash your produce before you eat it. This is all pre-rinsed. Don't want to do all that on camera for you. So I'm going to chop this even more finely than before. Make sure all those stems get chopped up. And I think using the whole thing is also a lot easier than trying to de-stem cilantro. So we'll just toss that whole thing in there. And there we go. That's the basis of it. And we're already almost done. So we're going to add a little bit of juice. We got some lime juice. We're going to go a half a lime. Normally I would do the whole lime, but we will go half. This is where the fitness comes into your health and fitness and your wellness. Is that grip strength, baby. I'm going to squeeze that lime in there. No juicer required. So we'll toss that in there. And then finally, we're just going to add a little bit of salt. We're going to add about a 1/4 teaspoon or so in there. And then we'll mix it up. And grab a spoon. And that'll be pretty much it. So we've got some nice, lovely mango salsa in there. Try to make that as homogeneous of a mixture as possible. And then the lovely thing about this is that when you're traveling to the beach or to the pool or whatever you like, coolers are your best friend, right? So it's hard to take anything that is hot. So we like to bring some things that can be eaten cold, and this is wonderfully refreshing cold as well. There you have, there's some beautiful mango salsa. So with, like I said, tortilla chips, plantain chips, all great options, or just with a spoon. So lovely. That's not all I have for you today, but see how simple that was? We made that in about 5 minutes. You can make as big of a portion as you'd like. Bigger the bowl, right? The more mangoes and everything you'll need. So we'll put that to the side, and we'll talk about the second star of today's show, the avocado. Another dip, we're going to talk about some guac. Guacamole, also a lovely dish to take with you when going out into the heat. Wonderfully refreshing, serve that cold as well. And very similar to the mango salsa, it's quick and easy to make. I know there's 1,000,001 recipes out there. I'm going to show you once again a very simple, easy way to make this. The way that I make it here at home, super, super simple, quick. I think that's one of the biggest roadblocks to a lot of folks in choosing better, healthier options. It's just the time, the effort that it takes to make it. But if you're willing to hang out for 5-10 minutes beforehand as prep, you're going to set yourself up a much better day out in the heat. All right? So avocado, we're just going to squeeze that right in there. It's all going to get mashed up anyway. So we'll put that in there. We'll pop this seed out the pit. Not into the bowl, but out. We'll squeeze the other half of this in there. And just like the mango salsa, honestly, it's relatively the same ingredients. You're welcome to add some jalapeno in there if you like. We're going to add a little bit of onion, some cilantro, some lime juice. I know some folks like the tomatoes in there. Seasoning it, I know the onion salt is a good way too. If you're not a big fan of like chunky guac, we can make that a little bit thinner with just some seasoning. I understand it's not authentic, but we just need to like it, you know? As long as you eat it, what difference does it make? You can make your own recipes, you can pass that down from generation to generation, and it'll be a good time, All right, so same thing with, again, the mango salsa as a dip. You're welcome to kind of put anything you like in this. Avocado is a great way to get some good, healthy fats. Right, we love some avocados around here. Great for your big brain. So as that heat starts getting to you, make sure that we're functioning well with some good healthy fats. We'll chop this up, put this in here. Back to the mango salsa real quick. So with the mango, obviously being the star of that show, very refreshing. A lot of water, a lot of deliciousness in general. But Good way to stay hydrated is getting a lot of fruits out there as well. We've got some strawberries, going to allude to a little bit later. Talking about staying hydrated is probably your number one enemy when you're out in the heat in the sun. So all this really great ways to stay hydrated. Again, we're going to talk about that a little bit later in detail. But we're going to continue making some quick, easy guac for you. So we've got our avocado, we've got our red onion or shallot. We're going to add in a similar amount of cilantro here. And we're going to, again, just chop the stems up in there because that's the kind of guy I am. Once again, making this really, really fine. Watching people cut things on camera is usually pretty ooh, feels kind of weird, doesn't it? All right, we're gonna toss that in there, and then we've got our lime. Again, we'll use that Superstar grip strength. Add a good amount of juice in there. I'm not gonna add jalapenos to this one. We're just gonna leave this be. If you like it spicy, add some spice to it. And of course, I'm going to add a little bit of salt in there. So, with not only does salt make things taste good, salt is, it's gotten kind of a bad rap over the years about what it is. I'm just going to, honestly, probably should have chopped the avocado first, but, that's all in here. It's all going to get mixed together. It's going to be a good deal. If you've got a little bit of like a potato masher, that'd be a good option as well, or the good old mortar and pestle to ground up your avocados, that's fine, but a spoon or fork work well as also. With the other one, chunky, smooth, your choice. The ones at the grocery store, fine choice. If you're in a rush, if you're on the go, if you need to grab something from the store, don't worry about it. Don't worry about too much what's all in that. It's gonna, of course, have some preservatives to make it last a little bit longer. Always recommend getting the best that you can get. So if you have the time, if you have the money to make it fresh, or the attention span, always recommend going that way. You also have the most control over it that way. So whatever you want to add into it, if you want to experiment a little bit. If you tuned in last year, I did a whole episode on sauces. I call myself the sauce boss. I really think that makes any dish. So just having the freedom, I think it's just fun. It's a little game. You kind of put different mixtures together. There we go. We got a good serving of guacamole there. So 2 great things. Put that in a little Tupperware. You can take that with you, put it in the cooler. It'll last all day. 2 good options for you there. As we were saying, we want to talk a little bit about hydration. So the number one way that you can benefit yourself when you're out in the sun, out at the beach or at the pool or hiking, wherever you are, is hydration. So we've done a couple episodes on hydration as well. Some of you may have been there, some of you may have not. So we're going to run through that again just really quickly. Water is your best friend, right? You're going to lose water when you sweat, so we got to take water back in. But hydration is, going against common belief, is not just about how much water you drink. Really, hydration is about how much water you retain. So, added some salt to these guys. Salt is a great way to start holding water. There's kind of 3 essential parts about staying hydrated. It's trace minerals, it's fiber, and it's the liquid, the water. So with the salt, that kind of adds some of those trace minerals to be able to maintain some of the holding on to that water, right? So salt pulls water in. So we get a little bit of water, salt into us, and that's going to help pull and hold the water in. Obviously, the water itself, that's pretty self-explanatory. In fiber, getting some structured water. Once again, that's able to help maintain some of that water inside. Along with the salt. And sometimes we just like our water to taste good, right? So we talked about this before, Elementi, I'm not really sure how to say it, to be honest with you. But these are a little bit of salt packets. If you've seen Liquid IV, this is very similar to that. This is my brand of choice personally. This is a electrolyte mix, so this is I want you to don't necessarily think about Gatorade, but I know that's the easiest thing to grasp onto. Gatorade is like an electrolyte solution, but it's specifically made for like sporting events when you need the energy going through. So there's a lot of sugar on that, just because sugar is easy to break down to give you energy. With this is basically a Gatorade without the sugar aspect of it. So it's got the salt, it's got the electrolytes in there. You can add it to your water. You can make it as strong or as weak as you'd like in terms of dilution, but it's a really great way to help stay hydrated. During the day, if you feel like you have headaches from just like sitting in the same place all the time, if it's not necessarily stress related, it's a good chance it's hydration related. So grab in a little bit of salt water, putting in your body. You should probably feel that headache start to relieve relatively quickly. A great way to make this at home, if you want to go through the purchase of buying something external, just a little bit of sea salt, a squeeze of lemon, and a little bit of chia seeds. That's our structured water that we talk about. There's trace minerals, salt, and the water, the fiber function. So good way to, I've talked about this before, if you know me, that's how I start every morning, a little bit of that morning water. Get a little hydration to start the day, which is my coach's secret on how to have successful days. Not about what time you wake up, it's just about starting your day with a little hydration, quick little 6 to 8 ounces of some structured water, and you're going to be in a good place to start the day. So, I'm going to leave a link in the chat afterwards. So with Exos, we actually have a partnership with the feed, and we can send you a good little 10% off if you want to try some Element. They've got that on there, a nice little sample pack. This is, in my opinion, the best flavor, the grapefruit flavor. This is seasonal, this is like for the summer, but they've got watermelon, they've got citrus, they've got a habanero, it's chili lime, it's all good stuff. So I'm gonna leave that in there and let you check out. In conjunction with that, staying hydrated, water bottles. Everybody loves their water bottles. But if you're out in the heat, would highly recommend getting a stainless steel and insulated one. That's gonna help keep that water a little bit colder. There's a lot of health things back and forth. Oh, cold water is great for you in the morning. Warm water, room temperature water is great for you. Just drink your water. If you like it cold, I would get something insulated. That way it can stay colder longer. If you don't really care, if you want your water to bask in the sun, at least get a BPA-free water bottle. How about that? All right. That's more or less going to be our sweet tips and tricks for the heat. We've got some mango salsa, we've got some guac, we talked about hydration, some salt water. Again, I'm going to leave that link down in the chat for you. So if you have any questions, of course, reach out to us, your Team Exos, and we will be happy to answer those. If you have any other questions about how to make any of these, I can send that recipe your way. No issues at all. All right, folks, have a great rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next month.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, man.
Yep.
Thank you.
You are welcome.